Alright, what we got going on today is we're going to go out and do a TIG weld in the 3F vertical up position. Gas tungsten arc welding, the proper term for TIG welding. What we're going to be using is 304 stainless steel. We're going to do a T-joint, 1/8 inch filler, and the plate is also 1/8 inch, so everything's 1/8 inch, I guess you could say. The tungsten isn't, that's 3/32 of a diameter. 2% thoriated. You're going to want to put a point on it. The filler metal is 308L, low carbon. We're going to do a weave, so we're going to do a little walking the cup, which has a bit of a controversy with it when it comes to the welding world. I was always told when I was going through school and things like that, that you don't walk the cup. It leaves little scratches on the sides, and also you can't always do it. That being said, a lot of places on social media, you'll see people walking the cup all over the place. That is the only reason I'm going to do it, because it's all over the place and people are trying to do it. And I haven't done a lot, but I'm going to do it today. Normally, I go straight up the joint. I think that's a better way of doing it. But we're going to do a walking the cup video now on the 3F, and then I'll do a straight up the joint with a stringer after that at some other point. But for today, we're going to do a weave. We're going to run around 100 amps. Our shielding gas is 100% argon. So we're going to get a little walking the cup today done in the 3F vertical up position using gas tungsten arc welding. Let's go out in the lab and we're going to do this thing. So here we are at the machine. You can see it's down here on TIG. Got it down here on a foot pedal, 101 amps. Direct current electrode negative. We're ready to go. Got an 8-second post purge. Let's get into welding this. Alright, so we just struck the arc here. And I did, I think roughly 4 minutes of welding on these 3 T-joints that we did. And you can see we're just going back and forth, wobbling that cup up the joint. I did freeze it on the first one because I was out of position because we were trying to film it, so I did do a restart, which is going to happen here in a minute. There's the restart, which is good because you may have to restart it if you screw up or burning your hand or whatever, which I did burn my hand on one of these. One thing I did screw up on when I was doing this is I was using gloves that I was running a CNC machine with, and it had a lot of oil on it. And you'll see it burning in one of them in particular. It's burning that oil off from the CNC machine. You see, just going up the joint, rolling back and forth. Pretty steady on the foot pedal. I didn't have much adjustment on the foot pedal. Just my angle got off a couple times, that's all. If it starts to melt the wire away, that means you got too much of a leading angle, and you gotta aim it back down into the puddle a little bit, like right there. It's easy to do when you're filming because you're just not in the best position like you normally are. Joint 1 done. And we're on to the next one, and I like to melt the puddle or the base plates a little bit on each plate before I send that wire down to start it. So that's what I was doing right there. And again, just climbing up that joint. One thing when you're walking the cup that I think welders tend to screw up on is that you get real stiff in the wrist. You got to be real relaxed and not push incredibly hard on the plate, or you can get jumps where it sticks a little bit and jumps up there. You see the smoke coming off my glove right there? That's because of the oil from the CNC machine. So what I need to start doing for TIG is just having my own TIG setup, even my own helmet. You know, you get done welding flux core or MIG welding aluminum, and you got that white residue and you can't see as well. Well, TIG, you don't get any of that. So I think I'm going to get all my own stuff just for TIG welding and leave it in the cabinet until I'm TIGging. So here we're starting the third one. This one got a little blurry on it, but you can see the movement side to side pretty good. So I threw it in there anyways. Just rolling back and forth. Getting up the joint. And And one thing, I don't know if I mentioned this yet or not, but with walking the cup, they just tend to stick the wire into the joint, and they don't do the dab and move like you would normally. It just basically is blending the base metal in with the filler metal. So up the joint we go. I did screw up in the top here, and you can see it at the very end where I slipped and came down and actually touched the tungsten. That's why I cut it a little short here. That's the beauty of editing. Right about there. Alright, this is a new one I just did, vertical up. I just bent it up so I could get a shot of it. The ones I did in the video, I hit with a wire wheel and they were too bright. The camera wouldn't focus, so I just left this one kind of dirty. So that's our 3F vertical up stainless fillet weld on a T-joint. Thanks for watching and subscribing to TV Weld, and we'll see you next time.